But casting some awesome games here at the Riyadh Masters. I'm very excited for this one indeed as well. OG versus Blacklist. And OG starting off very aggressively here. They bet their eyes on Gabby, but Gabby's going to see them under the watcher. Sees the smoke gets popped and will know not to approach for now. Already starting off with a bit of tension here as Seb goes super deep. And by the way, it is a Seb on the Marcy and Ari on the Hoodwink. As you did mention, that is a possibility for them if they wanted to lane the Marcy with the Shadow Fiend. And wow, Gabby just immediately just grabbing the Wild Boar and Wild Hawk and just bullying at Mr. Seb here. Seb's gonna have to back himself away, but the rest of the team, they're coming over. Razors are gonna land, but they're gonna need a little bit more damage than that to bring down Gabby under his tier 2 nonetheless. And now Tim's comes in from behind. They're looking for the first blood onto Seb. Verifiers out, but it's not going to be enough. Seb is going to go down, and Tim's will get the first blood. And now Tomato also in some trouble here up on the high ground. Januel and Abed have come in for this one as well. They want to take down the SF, and they're going to be able to do exactly that. BZM trying to get a bit of revenge here as he moves on to Januel. The rest of the team coming across, and a pause comes out. A little bit of lag. Apologies have been made, but Januel, he is definitely dead here. We can say that much for free, but what's going to happen after that, T?
I think OG's going to review their first blood attempt and maybe not do that again in the upcoming games and series. Like, that was wild. Behind the tier 1 tower, in between, like close to the tier 2, going onto a Beastmaster to then drag your team into it. Like, wow, it was, oof. I think the fact that most teams nowadays always sit as 4 or 5 heroes, right? Like, we don't see Bounty Rune engagements where it's like, okay, 2 people top, 2 people bottom, 1 person is sitting mid. Like, everyone hugs each other as 5. So if you're starting the first blood, you need to have 5 heroes there, get the kill, command the area, then disengage, or go for more. But OG, they took the fight as like 1 hero versus 1, then they brought in a second, then a third, 2 other heroes are not even in the engagement, whilst Blacklist instantly go, wait a second, let's go help our Beastmaster bring the numbers.
Yeah.
That was a crazy start to the game. That is not what OG needed to get this game going.
And ultimately, OG had 5 heroes here. Blacklist only had 4, but they just focused so much better. And Gabby with the clutch, taking the Wild Boar and Wild Hawk in the first level. And let's not forget, he's one of these heroes which has an innate facet with the Beast Mode. And he's able to just trigger Beast Mode, Hawk, Boar, and all of a sudden, like, so much damage coming out from this guy. And yeah, not surprising to see him up as one of the highest damages off that fight. But immediately coming back in, getting triple raised up. Oh, they don't have the raise there. They went in with the mid-range raise, but still, it's going to bully Gabby out for the time being. He's got plenty of regen in his pocket and a lot of 1 charges to work with as well. Man, turning up to lane with 12 1 charges.
There's a lot of 1 charges. Ooh, and Tim's already, I believe, has sported the collector's cash there. He's been able to obtain the new Snapfire cosmetics.
Yep, as has Seb with the Marcy set as well. So everybody sporting the this season's freshest fits.
Another pause. Ooh, exciting times. All right, so let's really focus on let's focus on bot lane, because this is the resource hungry lane right now, right? Like Tomato, he's only got a mango left, so he's got 3 raises maximum to bring himself into this lane. And the issue here is Shadowfiend Marcy is a really strong lane when you start laning phase, like pushing out the offlaner when the creep waves meet. So you're my half HP offlaner, you can never get to this lane. The fact that the first blood happened, the shenanigans played into everything, Tomato's used multiple raises, the entire strength of this lane has faded away a little bit. Especially because, like you mentioned, there is a 14 wand on Beastmaster. Going on him isn't simple anymore. So everything that I was excited to watch with the Marcy Shadowfiend lane kind of has fallen apart. Especially when level 2 comes into play. Like, if Tim's gets a little shredder, and then you have wild axes, like, yeah, I expect this bot lane to be carnage in the next upcoming minutes, after the pause, of course.
I like hearing those words from your mouth. And yeah, we know it's going to be broken down. I mean, good vibes from both teams, honestly. Like, I've been watching the player cams, and yeah, OG kind of smiling, doing some hand gestures and whatnot. Blacklist looking very happy as well. So yeah, despite having some technical issues, everybody's feeling pretty good.
How useful do you think that wall is? I don't think it's blocking any sound.
It's just to stop them making eyes at each other. But it's only like.
I don't think I'd be tall enough, actually. If I stood up at the PC there, I don't think I'd be tall enough to even see over that small wall. That's what we just
this
don't
is
have
kind
enough
of
in
heightist,
Dota,
isn't it?
A little bit, but in Dota, we just don't have that same level of like raw energy when people are winning stuff in CS and stuff. You have like the whoa, you have that hype. In Dota, we're relatively a little bit more quiet, just like this game, as we're stuck
That
in
is
pauses
true,
at the
but I
moment.
think part of that comes down to the fact that you can't really like after a round of CS ends, like you then have 10 seconds to chill and do whatever as it goes through like the stats and whatnot, and you defuse a bomb or whatever. Like Dota, once you win a fight, you got shit to do. You got stuff to do. You got to come down the lanes. You got to take some towers.
Sure.
You got to push. Like it's.
I mean, even
there's stuff
after
to
a
do.
game,
You don't get a chance. Yeah.
And in the game, I can respect 100% what you're saying about the complexities. Dota is so complicated, but after a game, I think Dota players are kind of shifting into that realm of like just another day in the office, just another win, and that's why I'm really hoping like tournaments like Riyadh, we have these teams like Blacklist or Aurora or I'm trying to think of other upcoming teams like a Mouse or someone like where they haven't really tasted crazy success, because when they do win, they will win with all the emotion of I've tried my hardest for years to get here. But like a team like Falcons or someone like that who's already kind of shown we've done it. I think even OG would actually be a good example of having that energy. Sure, Seb, he's done it all, but the players around him, like they want to, like again, they've also won big majors and stuff before, but like winning like the events, like the big events, is I just want to see energy, and they of course they have the passion, they all do, but showing it is something that Dota players aren't as good as doing. But again, hopefully this tech pause will be sorted soon. Players are looking still pretty happy, so hopefully it's going to be sorted soon.
Yeah, another thing about this Tomato SF and his choice of facet as well, it does affect your laning quite a lot. The other facet is so much more useful in lane. This one, the lasting presence, it's more about kind of snowballing team fights. You open up a team fight with a big kill, then you follow it up with your -2 armor, you turn that into -4 armor with another kill, and all of a sudden you're just tearing through everybody, and then your push afterwards is absolutely ridiculous if you get the talent as well. So there's a lot of opportunities to utilize this in the mid game, but in terms of laning, lasting presence is just not really something we're really looking at here. So you have taken a trade-off there. That would have been fine had the lane gone normally, but the fact that Gabby was able to turn around and have such a successful early fight and then get himself this 14 wand, yeah, it's going to be really tricky for these guys to own the lane like they want, and that's going to force them to reevaluate their plans coming into the early mid game.
I'm intrigued to know as well, like the pick rate. So when you look at Pro Tracker, the carries 9 times out of 10 they always go for the slow. Like there is only a couple players. So Tomato tries in his pubs. Crystalus attempted it, lost, went back to picking the other facet.
I love seeing that through stats.
Tomato's done it. Like so, the only pro carry player that has consistently picked it is Tomato in pubs. Another player as well, Pack, has tried doing it, but yeah, it does seem like it's like a Tomato only thing. Like when I look at it, tier 2000, he goes for the slow. Shiro goes for the slow. Yuragi goes for the slow. Crystallize goes for the slow. Yeah, like pretty much everyone goes for slow, but only Tomato goes for it. But we will see.
Well, I mean, I was hoping that the patch that didn't come was going to kind of balance a lot of these facets, but apparently we don't need to. Apparently we just got players that are going to do it anyway, so I'm happy.
Yeah, the thing with the facet, right? It's because you said it's 2 armor reduction on Shadow Fiend, and you kind of need 3 kills for it to feel good, right? It's like a Blightstone is -2 armor, a Deso is 6. So you're saying after 3 kills, you have a Deso equivalent worth of like armor reduction,
AoE,
which is kind of cool. But it's about like you just need to get yourself in those positions.
I wonder if you could play it support like a gyro or something.
No. I think logically it's fine, because it just, as soon as you take this facet, you are 100% becoming the Daedalus Satanic Shadow Fiend carry that stands his ground, right? You reduce armor. If you take the talent that also affects buildings, right? Like you win a team fight and now you're taking an additional turn armor into a fight, right? To taking even more. It's like the logic is there.
Yeah.
It's very snowbally, but it's
Very
compared to
snowbally,
everything
yeah.
you said, which is like your entire
I have
laning
seen it
aspect.
played.
And
I saw it played very much in the early days of the patch, and you know, it's a little bit about the team fight. It's a lot about the push after. If you win a fight with this facet, and you have that 15 talent, presence, or affects buildings, then all of a sudden you're attacking buildings with like minus 15 armor or whatever. You know, it's absolutely insane. So, yeah, that is a very ridiculous aspect of this talent, which this facet, which we might see. We have some
tier
minis
1
coming out, so.
A tier 1 tower would have minus, what is it? -5 armor. A tier 1 would have -1 armor. A tier 3 would have -1 armor. Yeah, that's actually mental. Yeah, okay.
Yes,
this facet is
crazy.
so hype if you actually get to win fight next to a tower.
If you win.
yeah. If you're losing fights, it's miserable. But we'll keep an eye. We'll see how quickly the towers melt.
We shall indeed. I'm sure they'll win one team fight in this game, right?
Yeah, and again, apologies for the delays, guys. A couple tech problems, but no, we are back underway. This is game 1 of the series that we have, and we shall see what they can do in the group stage. But to repeat, Gabby has too many 1 charges for OG ever to go on him.
Yeah, it makes the aggression potential from these two very, very hard to pull off. We haven't really talked about any other lane, so let's have a little chat about mid. It's amazing. We had a long pause, yet there's just so much to talk about in this bottom lane that we just didn't need to actually talk about any of the other lanes, which is sort of insane. But yeah, we got BZM versus Arbor in the mid lane. We've got the Puck versus the Pangolier. You know, Pango's just a very, very stable mid. That's what this facet's given for him, is the ability to just basically always get shield crash off, always get himself a little bit of extra health and never really be threatened too badly in lane. Obviously, Puck has phase shift, so might be able to answer that better than some other mid heroes. We'll see how this one goes down.
Yeah, I just hope BZM goes for the Orchid build. I know Noob from PSG Quest has done it quite a lot. And it just really... just a thorn in the side of your opponent, especially when heroes like Puck. Like, you know, if you're a Puck player or played with people who love playing Puck, you want to go Witchblade, Kaya Sanj, Januar's dying top, like maybe healing, not dying. Like, you want to be greedy as you can, right? And if your mid laner is able to go into that, force the Yule's purchase, it really disrupts everything. So I'm looking to see the item build from BZM here. And as I was talking about this, we are seeing the pressure top, and this is my expectation from top lane. I don't think this is a good Ursa lane at all. Like, Januar needs to overperform on Enchantress. He's never able to get the right clicks off against a Hoodwink or a Brew.
He has gone for this overprotective Wisps facet as well, which does seem to be the choice when you're looking to be a little bit more defensive in lane and not be super aggressive with Enchant and Impetus build. And this talent is also just really good. Like, the amount of healing elves is insane. You also have a lovely talent at 15, which makes it even better. Obviously, that's going to be much later on in the game. But yeah, I really enjoy this facet. I think Ench is one of the few heroes which has like a 50-50 choice on facets, in my opinion.
No? It's good. I mean, that's kind of the future of what facets will be, right? Like, imagine the day where we can entertain 50-50s on like every hero. It is going to be, you know, just an absolute treat. But, you know, it's early days. We're not there yet.
I mean, I'm okay with some heroes not being a 50-50 where you get like the general option and the niche options. So we'll see if we see that. Oh, I bet actually goes for that. That's brave. That's yeah. The one thing about is now it's pretty damn predictable. You're always going to be able to phase shift this one off because you got a little bit more reaction time from the double jump. Oof, that hurts.
Every time oh, he got hit by the shield as well.
Failed the dodge as well, I bet. Again, getting cooked up a little bit here by BZM.
He has spells up. He's using it. 30 CS, 11 donates for the Pangolier compared to the 18 and 2. Yeah. This is a Puck that got picked into the Pango, and yeah, BZM is doing crazy well here. Of course, don't forget that this matchup often is dictated by what hero comes into the matchup, right? A melee hero can farm quite
running
nicely.
into the aggression here. He might be paying the price. He's set on fire. He's being beaten down. Whisper looking for the chase, but Ari gets the damage, gets the kill. Januel healing up with all of these wisps upon him. It's going to be difficult to take him down, but they do have the Bloodstone, and now with Nature's Attendance comes to an end, Ari will be able to secure himself a double kill. OG tearing it up in the top lane.
Yeah, collapsing the map. That's what you expect to see from OG. And this only works because Tomato was able to then, you know, farm up the medium camp below, right? Like he doesn't go, sorry, the hard camp. Like, he doesn't opt to farm the lane, doesn't put himself in a vulnerable position, and that gives OG the life to bring heroes top. Like that one move, top towers up half HP. They've used the first catapult of the game to progress as much as they can. And now Tim's going to be using the Twin Gate, TPing up himself. Oh, and in.
Yeah, Blacklist looking to respond, but they've got nothing to respond to, really. OG are kind of just leaving. Whisper maybe could be an option here. He goes for this
Radiant
Lotus.
scan though, so he runs away. Yeah. And the reason why this is uncomfortable is like you want your puck to hit 6, bring supports mid, get a kill on Pangolier who's been doing well. But now the supports have been dragged to top, dragged around the map, like they're kind of a little bit lost in where they really want to be. So now when Arbed hits his 6 timing, if they were smoked mid already, this is a kill. But OG are the ones dictating the game. OG, last minute or two, they have prevented Blacklist from doing anything that they really want to do.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Good start for OG though, in general. Tomato, yeah, they didn't get the kill lane they wanted, but he's still able to have a really stable lane. Net worth looking pretty damn good at this point as well. Gabby just going to do his best to recover, go for that Arcane Boots, then into the Aghanim Scepter. Incredibly obnoxious Beastmaster build. This used to be a counter to, hold on, BZM. He's going to see all these creeps here and actually take quite a lot of damage from them as well. These Ancients ain't no joke. They're trying to interrupt, but it's getting a little bit awkward here. And that's the thing, like Beastmaster, he's not a risky Ancient taker because he doesn't really need to get involved too much. With OG bringing everybody across here, they're going to find Tims. Tims needs to get away, going to get denied by the Ancients, but now this stack is up for grabs. OG looking to invade at this point. Gabby throwing in some axes, trying to secure what he can, but Tomato, he's got the razors, he's got the right click, Acorn Shot bouncing around as well. BZM just playing bodyguard for this stack here as OG looking to steal everything from Gabby. And that was his insurance policy just taken away.
Really nice moves there from OG, just fully understanding the map, and it's kind of been what I've been talking about, right, the last couple of minutes, right there, like setting the pace top, dragging the supports around, not allowing them to do what they want, then they're contesting the stacks. And Blacklist, their draft, it is all about farm efficiency, and they just haven't been able to get there yet, and they're trying to go into BZM a little bit, and don't have the levels on Tims to
if they really want to throw it down, and they will. He's going to immediately snap it. Cookie comes through to offer another stun here onto the Pango with Yod. They will bring him down. Nicely done from Tims, but
nice
a beautiful bushwhack coming in from the side from Ari. Abed in some trouble. He's moving away on the sidelines. Ari trying to fit the job. Blood Grenade comes out as well.
Children?
Likely looting his life. He's not going to get to the shield rune in time. Ari picks it up anyway, and they won't get the kill onto Tims, but the kill onto the puck is absolutely massive.
I imagine if he was able to get to that shield rune. He actually, yeah, he did die with int treads and wand available, so maybe if he was able to pop the wand with a tread switch from Arbed, he maybe could have got to that shield rune. But OG, they have, look at the pace, right? It's like 9 minutes into the game, but they are just overlapping the course so early, and top tower got pressured, bot tower got taken, stacks got taken. Shadowfiend doing so much building damage already. And this before he has the talents, before he's even getting kills to kick his facet into play. And yeah, fair play. Props to OG and what they're doing. It's now all on Blacklist to see how they can react. In these types of games, the pressure is inevitable, and your main job is to see through that. If someone hits your mid tower, you bring as few heroes as possible to delay, but then you farm up. Again, we said this during the draft. OG's entire concept is outplay, outpace your opponent. If you ever fall out of that pacing, if you ever blunder a siege or a fight, Ursa, Beastmaster Puck will just open up this game and obliterate with 2-3 items each. So that is why you see OG playing with such a high pacing, because they can see into the future and it not looking too good down there. And Gabby dies in the bottom.
Holy, another kill onto Gabby here. here. That is not the hero you want going down. They're very much relying on Gabby to become the controlling hero of the game. That Aghanims is so crucial to pull this team together and give them something to play around. So the fact that he's just died again here is
In a
looking
second as
really,
well.
really tough.
In a mere second, he dies. Yeah.
Is under attack.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Just
It's the
if
anti-armor
we
with the
look at-
Marcy, though. Like, this combo is so broken.
And what's also broken, but not in a good way, is Natsumi. His farm, it's nothing. He's got a cornucopia. He's a couple hundred gold away from a broadsword, but yeah, he's still 2,000 gold away from his Battle Fury.
Attempt
He
here
will
onto
have to just
Januel
ignore his
with the
team,
DD on BZM. Well, thankfully the DD might be enough. I'm not sure. Yeah, well, okay. There's a lot of wisps, but not enough wisps. Needed a few, kind of 10 or so more.
Yeah, this
With
is
the
such a
25
scary
pound, he
portion
might
of
have
the game.
survived that one. Yeah, they can kill
I mean,
anybody. That's the issue.
Yeah, it's kind of the whole concept of the farming heroes, right? Like Beastmaster wants the Axe, Ursa wants Battle Fury, Puck wants Winchblade. If none of these heroes get it by their normal timings, your map just disappears. And yeah, OG are reading that very nicely. 6,000 gold on the Shadow Fiend. That
goodness.
is so much farm. And it looks like he is going to
Tomato
go for the
doing it all for
SMY,
OG at the moment. Okay, well, I mean, a kill onto Seb would be something. It's not exactly what they want here. They want the Shadow Fiend, they want the big boy, but they might not get a choice. And Seb's not even scared. He's actually moving forward onto them. He's welcoming the
Another
advances.
pause.
Another pause comes out from the Puck. Awkward timing for a pause. And unfortunately, it does seem to be just a few network issues we're having here in Riyadh, so hopefully be able to get back on track.
Right, so
All right, both teams get to kind of
Just
sit back and
for-
discuss this one now.
yeah, for sportsmanship, Ari is not in, not in fog. Like, he's clearly seen. So if he was maybe behind a tree, then Arbed instantly spamming phase shift and orb to get out of the pause. Awkward. But he is in vision, therefore him phase plus orbing is perfectly fine. Because he already was going to do it anyways. Just thought I'd give the ethics to the pause meta, to the what Arbed can do and what can't do,
Mhm.
And more disconnects.
Sportsman-like, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it's very sportsmanlike, yes.
Well, a couple of DCs, a couple of RCs. Hopefully, we'll be back underway pretty shortly. But yeah, as you say, Natsumi, absolutely nothing. This is a very poor bear. He's got no honey. He's got no cubs. Not even got a den to his name at this point. Just a cornucopia.
No. I guess the silver lining is like Whisper is itemizing as well for this tempo out on the Brewmaster. Like, he's going for a vessel. Like, all of OG, they've looked at this game and gone, we will break it after like first Roshan. Like, if we get ourselves to like 18 minutes of good farm, good fighting, get that first Aegis, we'll do that one group up play, utilize the facet from the Shadow Fiend, utilize the talent, get ourselves into a commanding position. We'll take a Rax or two for free, right? So I think OG, they are so confident in this like timing-based strategy that it is kind of a line of hope for Blacklist. It's never comfortable playing this because if a good team doesn't make mistakes and can control, of course they're going to win out the game, right? How often do you see a good team 100 to win a game the entire time and never make a mistake? Sure, that's not as common, right? But
Yeah.
it is going to be. I think the path to winning for Blacklist at least is unfortunately very difficult, but it's relatively obvious, right? It's allow OG to be aggressive, soak up the fight where possible, farm as much as you can, wait until that high ground, utilize Raw, Ursa, Puck, make that jump, get the kill, Shadow Fiend one time, do it a second time, and then the game's back in play, right? But the fact that you have to play like this to win a game is always going to be terrible, and there's not really any pick-off plays to make either, right? Like, an Enchantress doesn't move to the map and get a kill, right? That's not a thing, right? Especially not a burst kill. Snapfire, you could argue, with a Beast or a Puck can do it, but with the repositioning of the Marcy and the Brewmaster going into split form and stuff, like, again, not comfortable. So
Yeah.
I am very,
There's a
very
time in the
intrigued to
game
know
where they
how
can do
Blacklist
it, and that timing, unfortunately, is Blink Dagger BKB on the Beastmaster, who does now throw out the Roar, and they've got the kisses coming across from Tim's here, but there comes a Requiem. Shadow Fiend taking a decent amount of damage in this engagement. Marcy as well, very, very low, but they're going to look towards Tim. Beautiful bushwhack again from Ari. He's been so on point this game, and now they just look to finish the job onto Tim's here, making sure not to get too close to get blasted, down playing it carefully, and executing perfectly. And that is just going to be a nice amount of aggression coming out from Blacklist, but answered perfectly from the side of OG.
Yeah, Blacklist are trying to create some noise around the map and allow Natsumi to farm up on the top side. OG, they react to bottom and now instantly back to top. It's like, no, if you want to fight us bottom, we're also going to stop your Ursa from farming. Natsumi with the Enrage. Any TPs to help him?
Big pressure. I mean, they don't have split to work with here, but Sebi's just going to pop the ulti and run him down under the tower. Swashbuckle finishes the job. BZM gets the kill. Abed looking for a bit of revenge here, moving forward onto Whisper. Whisper, again, no split, so should just be dead, but he's getting off a ton of damage before he goes down here. Abed's going to fall. Whisper's still fine. Januel's going to be the new target instead, and BZM continues the chase. Januel with his horde of fairies is going to be able to just slowly run away, but that said, BZM, he's not giving up now. Ari comes in from the side as well. Whisper helping out despite having no HP to work with. Januel will just be chased off. This tier 2 tower probably not going to fall in this situation. They don't have to push, but either way, ousting Blacklist, just shrinking their map more and more.
Just the speed in which they're moving around the map. It's like, we get the kills bottom, and it's like during the time in which I'm going, okay, well, the natural response to this is Ursa can now farm top. It's like, no, OG is not allowing Ursa to also farm top, right? It's like, if you want to poke us bottom, we're not going to allow you to free farm top. And I mentioned the fact that Orchid is an incredible pickup this game. BZM, he did have the Echo Saber in his inventory, but he now switched up. He has the Orchid.
Oh, wow.
This is going to be devastating in the next fights.
Orchid already grabbed for BZM, and once again, just looking to continually apply the pressure. Gabby, he just wants his Aghanim Scepter. He just wants that point booster, and he's not being allowed to get it. Still 500 gold away. And they are just taking these Ancients in front of him. And that's the thing, OG, they're not really caring about their timings particularly. They've got very, very active supports who have had good farm, good lanes, good kills. And now they're just making Blacklist suffer because of it.
On slide 9 of our PowerPoint of game 1, we are going to be...
We'll get there, folks. It's, you know, it makes our job easy. We get lots of time to sit and reflect. And that's what you guys are really here for, isn't it?
An actual PowerPoint overlay ready, so then we could just, you know, segue from one pause to the next.
Give me a pie chart.
Ooh, we could do that. Wait, hold on, let me check. Ah, I can't do it. No, I can't draw on the floor.
No, not
shame.
what's pause, sadly. All right, so it's you click on all 3 of these cores on Blacklist, and none of them are at their timings. There's no Witchblade on the Puck. There's no Battle Fury on the Ursa. There's no Aghanims on the Beastmaster. That is the trap they've fallen into here with these slightly kind of slower starting heroes, and then the lane's just not going their way. But what do you do? You can't play.
No, you have to just wait, right? That's basically what we've been talking about, and I think when you look at these heroes, you also have to go, okay, in Dota, if you pick a core, do they come online from the first item pickup or the second item pickup, right? Sure, you can entertain like 3, 4, 5, whatever, but like when you think about it as like are you a 1-item core or a 2-item core? All of Blacklist cores are minimum 2-item cores, right? The Ursa wants a Battle Fury to then get a Blink. The Beast wants an Aghanims to then go for a Blink. The Puck wants a Witchblade to then go for a Blink, right? Like every core needs the 1+1 to feel good. And then, you know, on the flip side, it's like the Brewmaster needs a vessel, the Pangolin needs an Orchid or an Echo Saber, right? It's like you basically have an entire lineup built on 1 item and go, compared to the nearly most of Blacklist being 2-item minimum heroes, right? And that is why we are seeing this large disparity in the game. And of course, OG are looking incredibly strong right now. And we'll see how they navigate now this kind of 15 to 25 minute mark of the game, right? Where Blacklist are still in that 1-item phase, which is, you know, poor for their cause. They are jumping onto the Brewmaster top with the silence as well, trying to juke the Mortimer Kisses. And he
gets it off. He gets a split. He lives. Every single play which Blacklist tries to make, it just isn't coming together. Whisper survives, and I mean, at the very least, you can say, all right, well, we forced a split, didn't really get much done from it. That's nice, I guess, but you also use Coil and Kisses for it. It's not a good trade. Still, long cooldown on the split. If they can find something to follow up from this, then maybe next Coil we see some action from Abed. We see some success.
Yeah, and we just saw the stat there. Like, what is it, like, what, 9 seconds or 6 seconds slow? I can't remember the exact number, but Gabby, his acronym, from the patch average, it was 6 seconds, thank you. Only 6 seconds slower than average. Like, that isn't that bad. Like, Gabby, under all the threat of the game, he's still been able to farm up, and now OG has gotten to the inevitable, which is Roshan with the SMY complete Mask of Madness. The status resistance on the SMY will give Tomato a little bit more, step up potential against the Coil, against the Raw, enable him to brush it off a little bit easier. And then, yeah, we've already said it, Brewmaster going for the Vessel. He's not opting for the Radiance and to scale. He wants to win the fight now. This is OG's strongest window in the game. Force Blacklist to take a big team fight. And if you fall victim to losing at that fight, yeah, it could be the beginning of the end for Blacklist.
Wonder if Blacklist noticed what happened here. Tims was followed very closely through the portal from OG, but I don't think either team set eyes on each other, so Tims will now be made aware since they show on lane. Gabby going for the TP out here, will just about make it. Oh, thank you, Mr. Hawk, saving his life. But yeah, crucially, despite all the pressure, right? Gabby never actually died. He never went down. He only died once this game, so that's the reason why he's still able to get a good timing on the antagonists. He's able to bring himself back in. But Abed jumping forward here. Nice cookie across. Going to buy the puck a little bit of time, but not nearly enough as he gets sniped down by Ari. And now Tim's also taking so much damage. Oh my goodness, Tomato. Look at just roast and toast Tim's. And he will be brought down here. Oh, we've got a stack of the lasting presence. But no level 15s. This tower's fine.
Yeah,
well, it's not fine.
He doesn't have level 50. It's going to die, but 60-minute diving tier 3s. Everyone just you just look at the mini map and you see Blacklist just on the far extremes, right? Like Nasumi's got the northern section, Beastmaster, he's encroaching a little bit on the north jungle. You got Januel on the bot lane. Like, guys, I'm gonna push it out. Like no one wants to go near them. And OG, they're playing up on the Dire side as if it is their own side of the map. And we're talking about scaling and stuff, right? It's like, Ari, he's playing like the standard Hoodwink, right? Like he wants his Athos for some extra lockdown, switch up for the Gleipnir down the line, right? Like that is a normal build. And then you look at Marcy, right? Like, this has been a Marcy that, in position 5, sometimes you go for, like, BKB. You go for the, I'm going to be the hero. No. He's going for Vlad's. Like, he really goes, no, we're going to win the game right now. He isn't going drums or solo grest. He's going for, like, the cheapest item. Yeah, I respect the level of, and another split instantly. Yeah. I mean, Blacklist, they've tried to get Coil into the game, right? They tried to get Puck to do something, but you've gone on a Brewmaster twice, not got the kill twice. Just don't think this is the perfect way to at least give your draft some life. Of course, under how much pressure OG is applying, it is not simple to find the hero you want to kill, but Brewmaster is not the one.
He certainly isn't. The splits, yeah, you're forcing them out, but this time you even get a support kill with it as well. And they don't need the split. They're very, very strong without. That's the thing, like, they haven't had terrible timings on the side of Blacklist. Urza got his Battle Fury at a decent time. The Puck eventually got to the Witchblade. He is very poor. But as we saw with the Aghanim Sept, it came out at a reasonable time. The problem is, OG just have so much more. They are so rich on Tomato. 12k net worth at 18 minutes. This is one of the richest Shadow Fiends I've ever seen. It's one of the richest carries I've seen in a long time, to be perfectly honest. Tomato is absolutely destroying this game.
1,300 gold away from a Daedalus.
Oh. Yeah. We're reaching one-shot territory. If he gets a couple of stacks with the lasting presence, these supports aren't going to be able to show themselves.
But also, that does mean he's relatively glass cannon, right? Like, sure, he's got SMY for status resistance, but 1,700, okay, let's say like 1,900 HP with treads. Like, there is a world post-Aegis. The Blink is soon returning, and like, look at the net worth, right? The way that Brewmaster's playing, the 3 Blacklist cores, their net worth is, recovering just a little bit. Like, the difference gained from this Aegis, it's only been 2,000 gold. Like, it's not been like a 6,000, 8,000 gold, like the game is ours, and I bet survives here. Ooh. No,
Yeah.
there's a part of me that I believe in Blacklist. I don't know why. There's just there's something that I can just see the Shadow Fiend going high ground and getting 100 to 0, and then Whisper just not having the item build to then step up and become the next core. So
Good lord.
maybe Blacklist can do it, but if they lose a single hero, a single anything, then everything just disappears, and they are allowing this Wisdom Rune to marinate.
Mature, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, Blacklist are in the area. Maybe they can sneak it out. Januel,
Dire's bottom tower.
21-minute
Do you really
mark
think at
might
20
go
and a
for
half minutes, you're like, you know what? I'm going to go check the Wisdom Rune real quick, maybe.
it. No, I meant 21 minutes. Well, that would be insane.
Radiant's top
Yeah, let me go check for the previous one. Ah, okay. For sure. Going for the 21, 100%, that makes sense.
But no, Seb's
Okay,
able to grab
Aegis
the
now
Wisdom
expires.
Rune. Januel's going to get popped as well. Seb sees that the smoke breaks and knows that there's probably a team behind him. Going to wait for the boys to turn up, which they
This
absolutely
could be
will.
the smoke of the game for Blacklist.
He's
Beastmaster.
gone, he's gone. TP out. Wait, blink,
Okay.
blink. You, Gabby. If Gabby had blinked, that was a long TP,
Yeah.
man. If Gabby had gone for that, that would have been, yeah, play of the game. Turnaround moment. Big carry dead.
With zero information, with no knowledge of where Shadow Fiend really was. But if he made that wild-ass blink, then yes, that would have been beautiful. That would have been... I think then this is now where OG, even though they've had an incredible game, 10,000 gold up, 9 kills up, they need to protect Tomado. They can't allow him to be out by himself. There are multiple blinks in play now. Ursa has a blink. Beastmaster has a blink. Blacklist, they have done a very commendable job at just, stemming the bleeding, not, getting, not playing OG's game, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
OG.
tourniqueting well. They're not bleeding out, but they are going to need to find a way to fight into this team at some point. Now just half a level away from 15, where it's going to become very, very easy for OG to go high ground. But now they'll just tickle, they'll poke, they'll prod, they'll try to invite Blacklist to come back home. If they're not willing to do that, then, well, Tomato's going to start to take your towers.
is under attack.
Seb, Tomato, Whisper, all on the high ground, threatening Blacklist. Gabby looking for a target. Did blink into the wave to just try and grab BZM, but
Has been killed.
it's kind of tricky. Oh, he does have the follow-up if he goes here, but now the rest of OG's come back together. Gabby, he's moving himself into a very awkward spot, trying to get knocked down onto the low ground. Okay, I mean,
And
it's
back
cute,
up
but
to the high ground.
he gets knocked back up.
Radiant structures
Oh, that is not something I've seen before. I've seen people deliberately get knocked down to the low ground, but then to be knocked back up is that's quite
He
comical.
took the line of, like, when you get knocked down, you get back up again, way too literally.
That's what they need to be doing this game, but yeah, not quite as literally as that.
Radiant's bottom tower. is
Beautiful
under attack.
from BZM. So yeah, they'll have to be continue waiting for Blacklist to find that entry into the game. We do now have a Yules on puck going for the Blink Dagger. Ursa, he's got the Blink Dagger, he's got the Battle Fury moving in for a BKB. There's a chance
The
Natsumi
building is
gets BKB before.
disappearing.
I don't know. Barrack's starting to fall now. Whisper just going to pop the ultimate, protect his team, and look at these buildings just absolutely drop. Seb takes them all with the Unleash. Tomato doing the real damage, though. And all of a sudden, there's no Barracks remaining for Blacklist in the middle lane.
You have to be ready. You have to respect the damage OG brings. And Blacklist, they did it for like 10 or so minutes playing the map, but when they got to defending their base, they did not respect Shadow Fiend in any way, shape, or form. Beastmaster, of course, dead. Maybe they just didn't want to try and create a fight whilst Beast wasn't in play. And now he respawns, they smoke up as 2. Yeah, if Blacklist play like this, then sure, OG are there on... They're already destined for a game on win. They need to make sure that they are ready as a team the next time OG step up. You cannot give free racks to this lineup at all.
Nope.
And it's uncomfortable for them. Like, they've got to their blinks,
Okay,
but they didn't
Seb
find a
should
pick.
be
And
dead here.
Okay. And pretty much everyone has a streak now. That's like a +5, 470 gold. You take that. I was about to say that they are close to BKBs, but uncomfortably too far away where OG could just walk to another barracks again, right? Like, they could just set up for another siege. But a kill like that, it accelerates. That will get themselves slightly closer. Ooh. Abed nearly found. I feel like I've spent nearly maybe 8 minutes going Blacklist to farming, waiting for the fight, and then the fight never comes, you know?
Yeah.
But at some point, guys,
They kill the
Blacklist
Marcy.
they will have farmed themselves into a confident position to take a fight, and it has to be soon. Like, they're a recipe away from a BKB on Ursa. You got Blink on the puck. You got BKB Blink on both Beast and Ursa in the next couple minutes. Like, if there ever was a time, as we look at all the items from Blacklist, like, they are moments away from showing us what they've been farming for. And if they lose this fight, sure. All right, GG, well played. OG, incredible game one, awesome strategy. It was kind of like a, you don't see it too often in Dota, but like, it's one of those, you've prepped a strategy and it just perfectly works the entire time, right? Like, you don't really see those 30-minute type strategies win out as much. Teams are very good at kind of navigating them, but OG, they're stepping up to the high ground once again. Tier 3 is already pretty low.
BKB on Tomato with the Sergeant Yasha. Very, very hard to bring down, and look at that tower just absolutely melt. Sims and Januel are in the neighborhood. OG will be happy with this for now.
Roshan's
Sort
sort
of
of
like
spawning
a-
soon, yeah.
Yeah, it's apply as much pressure as possible without risking your lives to give up a Roche. If they give up this next Roche, then we start talking about, you know, Blacklist really in earnest making a comeback.
Yep.
But BKB's up for
How-
Natsumi, so damage is really, really possible now.
And another smoke as well. They want to catch OG, who might be a little bit comfortable right now. Like, you've just forced them back to their base. Oh, Yule's up.
Okay, on the high ground. Oh, uh-oh. That's not a place you want to be. Just trapped on the cliff of death. They're going to throw everything here onto the Shadow Fiend. The Ursa, the Roar. It's not going to be enough, though. Tomato, he's allowed to get back and reset and just take chunks out of Natsumi. He is gone. Down goes the Enchantress as well. And that might actually just be it. There's 4 heroes dead on the side of Blacklist. Tim's running away as well. Not going to make it out. Full 5-man team wipe. They try to all in onto Tomato there. It doesn't work. Tomato gets away. And now your barracks are looking very tempting indeed. Gabby pings in the ult chat. Marcy did 2,000 damage to me. This Marcy with
doesn't
no
matter,
net
though.
worth with a Vlads.
But I look at the replay. I have no idea what Abed was doing. His team's smoking behind him. They're not smoked up together. He jumps onto a high ground where OG have just been positioned. He then dies, and then beautiful spell usage from the Brewmaster, the Marcy, dragging the Shadow Fiend further away to prevent the Ursa lock-on during the Roar. So a little bit of clutch repositioning, preventing the Ursa from actually utilize. Again, it's just like, I just have no idea. For Blacklist to farm for that long, to set up for like the fight, the comeback moment, and they throw it all away because Abed's checking the high ground where OG are situated with 5 heroes of a gem. It's like,
Yeah.
huh?
It's a really, really weird fight. I mean, I can see where you're getting echoes to the last engagement where the Beastmaster died on map and then they just couldn't fight as 4. And they just lost barracks because of that. So I felt like Blacklist realized they were heading for the same situation. They don't want to play this game with 2 barracks down, so you just all in on the fight with 4 heroes, even though Abed's basically already dead. See what you can do. They're going to try and interrupt this Roche. This should be the last hurrah from Blacklist, unless they can make something magical happen here. BZM from the high ground goes for the roll-up, goes for the Rolling Thunder, and they're actually just running out the pit to fight them. Januel just gets run down. Squished by the boulder. BZM looking for the next one. Gabby going to be forced out with the BKB. Goes for the Roar. They're going to try and kill the Rolling Thunder. Pangalia. It's bold, but it might just work. Natsumi's trying to finish the job here. Doesn't want to use the BKB early here. He's done a good job on forcing out some spells, but unfortunately, now that the ulti's over, he can't stand his ground. There's too much right-click damage coming out from Tomato, as we can see, onto Januel, who just gets shot down. My God. Doing a cosplay of Bambi's mother there.
Radiant are scared.
Gabby gets brought down after all. They find him, and there it is. GG comes out. Game number 1. It was not close. OG down Blacklist throats from minute 1.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, from minute 1, and yeah, I'm a little bit shocked by, I think, the general.
As heroes, and you're seeing pairs which can go and get kills, or go and put pressure, or go and threaten. Not just like an entire team which kind of needs to be as 5 with some decent item timings to get anything done. So purely from that respect, things look a little bit better. I'm wondering if Seb saw that ward there at mid. Yes, he did. The ping is out. And of course, a quick cosmetic check will show us that BZM's rocking the new tiny set as well. I'm a big fan of this one. Looks, it's just the right balance of like silly and also kind of cool.
Yeah, the clash very, very good.
Tota's tiny.
We have very talented artists in Dota.
We do. We're blessed. Lots of pings taking place here. OG will likely want to fight over this top rune because if they can force back Blacklist, then they can maybe get the D ward as well.
The battle begins.
Oh yeah, there we go. The side cam with the tiny. That's what we want to see. Abed tried to go for the snipe there with the sleight of fist, but didn't quite work out. As whoa, we might actually have Tomato. No, actually gets away. Pretty close to going down there. One more click or one more hero in the neighborhood, and maybe you get yourself a first blood. But Tomato at the very least going to have to go back to base, maybe miss out a couple of creeps. We shall see.
We'll keep an eye on what he does miss out. They put him so low that he didn't die, but also he doesn't want to walk to lane and accept that he's low HP. So they also push the wave under tower, so he's going to miss 1 melee. Okay, misses pretty much an entire wave.
Yikes.
Yeah,
that's not
rough.
ideal.
No. Alright, you got 1 melee creep of XP. And gold.
Love gold. So we'll see how these lanes break down, but again, Blacklist have done their best to give themselves a successful laning phase. You've got Warlock Troll on the top lane. I don't see them ever being bullied out of this top lane. Winning it, I'm not sure, but at the very least, they'll be doing all right up here. This Troll's going to be constantly healed up and have the axes to work with as well. Maybe use it to try and kill off some Eidolons. We'll see.
I think it depends on who steps up first, right? Like, both teams in this matchup have the potential of maybe trying to go for that, hey, you're out of position type kill, right? Like the Troll can slow you down, get on top of you. Fatal bonds as well. With the AoE damage of Troll, there's ways in which you can do a lot of damage. But yeah, I think it looks quite stable, but at any minute it could just swing either way.
BZM is taking a decent amount of damage here. Came under tower and ends up taking a hit as Abed does pop the Flame Guard and the Sleight of Fist to just try and bully him out. He's being very obnoxious though, like following Abed under the tower to try and get some denies. Now with Bottle delivered, heals himself up, gets a bunch of mana as well. Mid laners will just continue trading farm by the looks of it. No real advantage being gained here by either one of them.
Again,
continuing to struggle a little bit down here at bottom, just being zoned out by Tims as Gabby takes the wave all to himself.
It's a really hard lane to play bottom. Like if you're CK or ET trying to step up into the fight, right? You're going to be going into a stomp
going
or a
on to
bush.
Januel here with the blood grenade coming down. That'll be a solo first blood for Ari. Is going to pay the price as Natsumi runs him down and will get the kill, but Ari plenty happy with that one to get first blood for himself.
Not too ideal for Blacklist. You have to respect Lil Shredder. It does so much. The armor loss plus the scatter blast slow to further amplify everything. It is such a strong combination for laning phase, and yeah, Januel did not respect it. But yeah, going back to bot lane, Centaur Hoodwink is across multiple patches has been one of the strongest laning combos. With the damage from the double edge plus the damage from the all of Hoodwink's toolkit, it's near impossible for a hero to step up.
Potential as well as Natsumi bullied pretty heavily up on the top side. The damage just from Ari with those lesser Eidolons really bullying back on the Troll, but thankfully level 1 Shadow Words here just to give him a little bit of extra healing, being fed tangos as well. So we will be alright for the time being. Ooh, bottom side, very low on Seb, able to step himself away from this one as Tomato gets a decent amount of damage coming back towards Gabi. Trading and trading in these lanes at the moment. Only 2 heroes dropping so far, but it feels like we're on the cusp of these lanes sort of breaking down into blood sport.
Yeah, you can already see from... Oh, hold on. Bot lane again.
Yeah, they're not stopping, are they? Constant. Until does live through it though, and also has the healing Lotus as well. So Gabby not any real trouble here, to be sure. Natsumi running away on low health again. Januel doing his best to heal him up. Wishes he had about 4 or 5 more points in Shadow Word if possible. Unfortunately it's not, as Natsumi continuing to be jumped here. Whisper comes in, drops a Midnight Pulse, and Natsumi's gonna die. Whisper grabs that kill, and that is a pretty surprising kill for me, to be honest. Like, Troll Warlock doesn't feel like a lane which should ever die, but here we are. Down at bottom, beautiful combo out from Tims and Gabby, just stunning up Tomato and Seb.
The damage from Snapfire really brings this lane to life. Like, if the snap wasn't there, then sure, maybe Troll Warlock would survive well, but yeah, this last pick of the Snapfire too. They're going to close out the laning phase, and this Troll is not having any fun at all. If he even tries to step up to Whirling Axes, he's just going to be bullied down in general.
Oh my god, Ari in the top lane. Holy crap. What the hell was that? It just goes up behind. Natsumi and Warlock approach the lane. Ari just runs out the trees, just lets loose onto the Warlock and basically does it all. 600 damage dealt by Ari in that time. Level 2 little Shredder doesn't mess around.
You have to play on the port at this point. You cannot go close to them. Even Natsumi, yeah.
Dead. Down the bottom side on Tomato. Nice trade, but Seb hitting hard and gets a kill onto Gabby. Chasing back Tims as well. Tims will be okay and actually offering a little bit of threat onto Seb himself, but with no combo available from Tims, it's very difficult for the Squirrel to actually fight back. And Seb, with the speed, does he have enough? One more right click will be required. He gets off the bushwhack, turns it around, and Seb will be the one to go down instead. Oh, that was close. Luckily just got the mana in for the bushwhack at the end there. Thanks to that wand.
Incredibly even. Slight level 6 advantage for Abed, but yeah, regardless, yes. Everyone going toe for toe. And I think this is now for both teams. They would love a little bit of active mid lane action, right? Like, I think top lane would really, call for an Ember rotation. Maybe Whisper needs to be careful here as he steps up underneath the tower. Goes a bit too deep, then there should be a TP from Abed, who does have the bottle DD and a wand, but no TP actually, so this is why they're diving. There is no TP on Ember.
Yeah, they see it. They see it. Black Hole even coming down here. Cancelled out by the bushwhack, though. It's Whisper's in some trouble. Shadow Word and damage comes through, but Seb does get the kill. Ari desperately trying to finish off Natsumi here. Blood Grenade comes out, does catch him. Right click comes through, glances, but they've got the damage regardless. Natsumi will fall. Abed looking for a bit of revenge. He's run all the way over here to try and help his team fight up, and he has got the double damage rune, but is it going to matter? The damage coming out from Seb and Ari is absolutely no joke, and they will send the Ember back to where he came from. Back to the middle lane he goes for the bottle refill from Januel, a little heal as well, but Tims going to be the next target here. OG, they are just not chilling on the top lane. He supports game 1 and game 2 just completely bloodthirsty. Ouch. Okay. That's toss. That's crash landing. That's stomp. Not even required. Ari gets him down with a little shredder. They need to respect Ari. They need to understand this Snapfire is just so far ahead. First blood gained and now just kind of walking over the game with it.
And a relative repeat of the last game. Like this 6 to 8 minute mark, OG, they don't really care about the lanes. They just want to get the kills. Abed does get the region rune, so both active runes go the way of Abed, but we're yet to see it enter the game. Nice toss back to kill off his Snapfire.
May have just sealed Ari's face. Yeah,
that's a BZM tip if you have one.
My goodness. Well, Ari was having a really good game until BZM decided, you're not the star of this show.
He should have +1 on the assist though.
Yeah, he should. Tiny Airlines offering 2-for-1 discounts at this point. And this tower's getting very low here as well. Blacklist, they recognize the strengths of their draft and taking towers and poking and prodding. Certainly it. Sustain coming out from Januel as well, being absolutely critical here. And BZM starting to get pretty low. TP's coming across, Bushwhack comes down, but the Tiny will be okay for the time being. Abed going to get himself back. Whisper chasing.
CK's coming as well.
Though, and no black hole available. If Tomato gets caught out here, it could be a little bit awkward. The team's close, but are they close enough? Gets pinged out. Sleight of Fist bouncing around. Looks like the double impact came off onto the illusion instead of the heroes, so didn't get the extra damage on that.
Not an ideal... I can't remember. So OG left the 14-minute wisdom to go to 21. I didn't catch if they left the 7 for the 14, but this could be a way in which OG, they play so aggressive that you kind of just hope that they always can double stack wisdom runes. I'll need to pay attention if they did it. I'll go back and check if they did it in game 1 for 7 to 14, but they really just, they go so far in, they just don't care. Interesting.
They're just not willing to take their feet off the gas long enough to be able to go and, you know, shift into neutral and grab a wisdom like that. Tomato being chased right now by 4 heroes. There's no one, well, there's one hero coming to help him. That's BZM. Stun is out onto Tim's, but BZM's got to be a little bit careful. Crash landing available. He's going to use it here to try and deal a decent amount of damage to the Hoodwink, but with the sharpshooter coming through, there is Whisper nearby with a black hole, but it's pretty awkward for him to actually get into the fight. Stampede being used, allowing them to reposition. Tim's going to be the target. They do finish him off, but BZM's dead in the meantime. Blacklist, what is the play here? Ari jumping in, stun out, Stomp coming down as well. Januel is dead, and Abed is sleeping. Jumps across over towards Seb here, but Seb's got so much damage to offer. Abed, you gotta respect the supports. When will you learn? Jumps back into the black hole from Whisper, but he's so low, he is gonna die immediately to Natsumi's axes. Natsumi just keeping his distance from this fight, just looking to snipe a kill and back himself away by the looks of it. Gabi trying to play up with the Golem, with the Golem's life being taken. Might see his opportunity to get himself up, but Ari, he's looking and he finds him. Guesses correctly with the cookie, cancels the TP of Gabi, and now BZM comes across as well. Gabi's time is limited. Crash landing damage huge. Kisses coming through as well with the avalanche. They'll need a little bit more to cook up the Centaur, but he's got no way out of this. It's going to be a slow death, although Abed coming across. Tim's is back from the dead as well. Oh, it's not quite enough from the toss back. Gabi lives for the time being, and now they'll turn their attention to BZM once again. He just died before, and he's going to die again. Abed, Natsumi, Tim's all on top of them, and they'll take down the Tiny. Okay, Blacklist. They stay alive. Well, more importantly, Gabi stays alive for his teammates to respawn, and they make the fight happen.
And Gabi could have died, but Ari, he didn't use a scatter blast. He wasn't ready for BZM to do the toss tree throw. Maybe he didn't expect the damage to be that much, and because he didn't use scatter blast, then the Centaur lived. And I think, yeah, great stuff though from Blacklist to try and set a bit of pace in the game. Right, we are going to see the replay here. A bit of a slow start. They're chasing Tomato, then they go for BZM. Whisper spent a long time trying to reposition, and of course, I think the Golem from Warlock did a really good job just pushing OG back momentarily to just give a little bit more time for the fight to open up, to really understand what's happening. And yeah, Blacklist though, that is the type of fight they need to. I think we didn't see it so far, right, in this series. OG losing an early game fight to stall out the script in which they follow, right? Like they have just played, you know, perfect script Dota of 5 minutes do this, 10 minutes do that, 50 minutes do this, go win the game, you know? So that is the type of slip up that is required to give Blacklist some better understanding of what they need to be doing here.
Yeah, most importantly, the double death onto BZM delayed the blink dagger, and yeah, gives a lot more space to Blacklist to hit these timings. I'm interested to see the build from Mari this game. Does look like she's going to go for the Greaves for now, but will you move into some sort of Gleipnir or more aggressive items after that, or continue being a true support? Of course, it will be a while until these Guardian Greaves are finished up. Very expensive item.
With the change to Snapfire, all these talents moving around, did it prevent support players becoming cores, right? Like your little shot attack damage is 25, the multi shots are 20, a lot of scaling required. And That's why
Ooh,
probably I would expect
the
him
fight.
Greaves, yeah.
And this is 2 Wisdom Runes here as well. OG can't afford to let
Oh,
this
get
go.
him.
Whisper, though, he's lost his life already. And hello,
Get him both.
singular Wisdom Rune. Tomatoes coming in. They're going to grab the one. Number 2's coming up in a minute, but they can't stay for this one. The kisses are coming on over. Tomato scoops up the Wisdom Rune as Tims moves to the side, trying to survive. Throws down the Observer, throws down the Bushwhack. Not enough to help him live. But Seb did come in an interesting direction and found himself caught by Blacklist heroes. Now it's 2 dead on the side of OG. I mean, not what they were expecting to find the 7-minute Wisdom Rune there. They were going for the 14, but instead they give up the 14 and get the 7, so...
That is the issue with this strategy. When teams want to invade on the rune, they're no Black Hole.
Oh, Black Hole! Cancelled by the Golem. That's why they picked the Warlock. That's why they've got the damage. And now,
He's out.
they've got themselves the Remnants out, but he's actually gone all the way back over towards their Wisdom Rune area as Whisper's already lost his life. Gabby, happy to just keep on fighting here. Tomato getting run down. He's going to have to pull off some toggles here if he wants to be able to survive through this. Phantasm's out.
Toggle
one toggle there, but it won't be enough to save his life. Not with that Flame Guard from Abed. So they will take him down, and now a Bushwhack comes in. Another death for Ari here. It's a Blacklist show all of a sudden. BZM inside trouble. Seb coming across. He's got the damage. He brings down Abed. Now he's looking for more. The raid boss has arrived, and it is not your core. Uh-oh. Wait, hold on. Gabby, he's got to be careful here. If he takes a hit, he will die. Tim's also threatening quite a lot. Stomp comes down. BZM comes across. The damage, will it be enough with the right clicks? Yes, it will. And Seb getting very, very low to the imps, to the fatal bonds, but will survive through it all and even throws out a tip on the runaway as well.
He nearly died
What a
to
mess.
the camp fatal bonds as well. That was very smooth at the start of the fight. You know, we got 4 heroes clumped up, beautiful golem to disengage, but then able to, you know, also jump out with the remnant. It looked like that should have been the fight there, but of course took a little bit of time to follow up, and you gotta go for, you know, props to OG at least returning to the fight to get some cleanup kills, because this should have been, you know, if a team just backs out of the fight after losing, you know, that's just Blacklist. Congratulations, you got a good skirmish, but yeah, not able to cleanly get that kill. But still 3,000 lead now for Blacklist. Troll Warlord after a really, really tough laning phase. Top net worth 8k. Centaur as well. Gabby, he scaled beautifully in the last game. Sure, he probably dying here. Hold.
I would
Yeah,
imagine
he's
so.
Yeah. Oh, hold. Hold.
Yeah. Hold.
Yeah, he's
There we
dying
go.
here. There we go. But still, even though he just died, like, being up there in the top 2-3 net worth for Centaur players, a hero that you very easily can fall behind on if you you go blink too quick and you try and help your team out too much. But again, very happy to see that Blacklist have kind of stepped up to the occasion, and this game 2 is a completely different shape compared to the first one.
Dire's bottom tower is under
And what a difference from game 1 for Gabby especially. He loves playing these obnoxious heroes which just sits in their faces, and that's what he can do. He doesn't need to wait for no Aghanim Scepter, doesn't need to go farm some ancients, just constantly playing up, getting into their faces, creating opportunities, and allowing the supports and the mid to get in, find the ideal entry to the fights, and even sometimes a troll to come across. And it just makes their game so much easier to play with this active,
Radiant's top tower
tanky, and
is under attack.
yeah, great performance from Gabi so far, really enabling his team.
OG, they're smoked up. They see the troll.
Oh, he
Yeah,
does
the
get
damage,
off
he
the
gets the
ulti,
ultimate.
but is it going to make a difference? He's not really going to be able to heal up a whole lot, especially with those kisses raining down upon him. BZM has spells available. Ari will snipe him with the Scatter Blast.
Dire's
And
bottom
that's just going to
tower
be a
is
sad
under
death for
attack.
Natsumi. Nice hunt from OG.
He's so close to BKB. That's a recipe away. Don't forget, we were entertaining recipe. Oh, Tomato though, top lane.
Uh-oh, the return kill. Yeah, you kill our carry, we'll kill yours.
Just look at the difference in net worth this game right now. Natsumi, he's the one about to get a BKB right 20 minutes. And look at Tomato's net worth, 7,000 gold. Like CK, he really breaks open the game once he gets to his Orchid timing. Like when you have Armlet Orchid, you utilize your Phantasm, you run around the map, you get kills. But that's not been the case. He's dragged himself into so many early fights. Right? Like he got chased at bot lane, he's been chased at top lane. Like there's been so many times in which he can't just hit creeps that, yeah, I think Blacklist, they are going to be the stronger team as we enter the mid game. And it's going to be OG who are going to have to try and recover in some capacity.
Well, they have a few ways of doing so. Black Hole always going to be a big threat. Tossbacks, also a big problem if you go for a risky push, but it looks like Whisper might be in some trouble. Nice blink away. But how far did he really get? The Ember is chasing. Abed wants to go again. Chains available. Will hold still on Whisper, but in comes the Earth Splitter. Is it going to make a difference? No, it is not. They've got more than enough damage to take him down. BZM trying to help out here with the crash landing. Sharpshooter goes wild. Doesn't connect, but in comes a Golem down onto BZM, allowing them to close the gap onto this Tiny. Tiny going for the toss back. TP away, and nothing's going to be there to save the day. Nice play there from BZM to get himself out of danger. Lovely stuff.
That's always rough. When you play the Warlock, it's like, Enigma's dead. Okay, I can Golem for this fight. It's fine. Guys, any other stuns? Anyone? Help? Help? I've used my big one. And yeah. Great read there from BZM. Timing the roots, timing everything perfectly to understand when he can actually TP. And out he goes. Net worth, though, still slowly builds up for Blacklist.
This is a dodgy position for Gabia, though. Is it? Is it? He's got so much damage coming through onto Ari. Mech saves the day. Whisper, though, he wants to drop a black hole here. He knows the cancel is not available, and in they go onto the Spirit. They'll take him down with ease. Seb chomps through him. Tim's with a nice bushwhack to hold back the Tiny, and with this fatal bonds, they might actually think of committing onto this one. BZM's just gone. Seb's still trying to play on the front lines. The kisses are coming down onto Gabby, but Gabby's got so much health to work with. He's not really threatened. Natsumi looking for a target as he approaches the high ground. BKB available, immediate BKB ult onto the CK. CK, where is your Phantasm? Where is your survivability? Nothing there for Tomato. He just gets chopped down, soloed by Natsumi as Gabby finds Ari on the sidelines. And Blacklist International, 3 kills in a row for them. They are putting it together. And now into Roche.
What an uncomfortable fight, though, for OG. Like, Tomato, he just gets the Orchid at the tier 2 bottom. He walks to the fight. He's going, guys, I've got Orchid. Let's do it. Troll steps up. And then you can see for a brief millisecond, Tomato goes, wait a second. My Orchid's not that strong here, boys. But it's too late. And you know, OG, they're chasing. But just look at the minimap, right? Look at the orange icon. That's the CK completing his Orchid. And then he joins the fight at the very end. And at this point, the Mortimer Kisses hasn't really done anything. You, of course, you have Black Hole on cooldown. Tiny, who is a key component of your team fight, is dead instantly. And then, yeah, this is the Orchid versus BKB reveals that we're mentioning. I'd argue that OG should have been aware of the BKB during that fight, but the positioning of Tomato, it led to believe that he wasn't really too aware of it and traded his life for it as a result. But Blacklist, though, getting the Aegis, this is what I want to see them in the group stage. I want to see, like, I don't want to see the clean toys. I want to see back and forth the entire way. I've been checking the results of other series as well, and some of the teams that maybe you would expect to potentially struggle a bit have been taking some wins, so
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
potentially an exciting start to the group stage.
It is indeed. Splitter coming on through. They just want to bring down Januel. I mean, they know that if they get rid of him, then the safety net is off for Whisper, but Whisper's in trouble. Natsumi with the BKB cuts him down. Don't forget, he's got an Aegis as well, but his team are dying. They've found 2 on the backlines, and, well, Gabby and Natsumi will just have to start their very, very long escape from this. I'm not sure that's going to work out for them. No BKB available, don't forget, for Natsumi. Aegis, though, is still there, so it's going to be a while. Ulti comes out. Gabby jumps in. They need to find a way to turn this one around, and look at the CK once again, just getting jumped by the Troll Warlord, but no BKB means he can be put to sleep and put down. But Tomato still very low. He needs to fight his way through this somehow. They'll kill off Abed, but Natsumi fighting up with Tomato. They kill each other, and now it's Gabby in the middle of 3 heroes trying to go for a very ambitious TP out. Not going to happen, and it will be 3 dead now on the side of Blacklist International. It comes swinging back the other way.
Whew. What a game. And yeah, Blacklist, they didn't really have the numbers. They had the Aegis, but they just weren't really ready for the fight. Very uncomfortable. Of course, we're going to be joining the highlights at kind of the tail end of the fight. Natsumi, of course, Gabby constantly jumping in, setting up these little moments to create turnaround opportunities. But Abed, he steps up into 4 heroes, instantly gets comboed down. That pre-BKB, you have to respect the stuns. You've got Enigma stun, Snapfire stun, Tiny stun, ET's got a sleep. So you get, like, there's 4 stuns and a sleep, right? Like, you have to think about your positioning at any minute of this game. And it's why it's so close. 21 kills for both teams, 42 total, 23 minutes in. It's just an absolute brawl that we want to see between these 2 teams. And Acronyms is complete on Seb. That is for position 5.
Excuse me?
He's 8-2-8. He has the most kills on his teams. And that is insanely good. There's 3 melee heroes on the enemy side, so you're always going to get at least, you could argue, minimum 2 heroes from the buff up. Give yourself debuff immunity. Walk into the fight. That is a very, very scary item pickup.
Yeah, Shard already grabbed as well, so the capabilities for Seb to just go in super deep to these fights and just cut off the resource backlines, isolating the troll. I mean, it's the only way that they can win these fights. Natsumi with the position he's in and how farmed he is. It's the only option they have. They found Abed, yeah, but Abed trying to get away, should be able to do so. Whisper jumping in, considering the black hole here, but won't commit it. Januel will just be punched down by Seb instead, and there it is. The businessman goes to work. Interesting that you get the sentry ward, but they don't get the observer.
Yeah, the sentry vision had faded, so they don't see on the high ground anymore.
Well, a pretty minor kill, all things considered, but still a deep kill. And deep kills always mean more. Shrinking the map of Blacklist, forcing them to play up here, and that's exactly what they're going to try and do. BZM's going to be a very tempting target in the middle lane. No BKB available. He does a lot of damage if he finds his target, but if he doesn't, then BZM could be in trouble. Sharpshooter, Boomerang, Tim's just regurgitating spells onto Ari. Ari's just going to peacefully back himself away. If those Greaves not really too threatened by Burst. No drum charges left on Enigma, by the way, but he is looking to just go for the Shard, and Aghanims not really too committed to the drum life, forcing out the bearing.
You know, it's been an intense 25 minutes, by the way, because you have 2 drums, one on Seb, one on Enigma, and they've used all their charges. So in 25 minutes, of course they haven't started, like, within, let's say, 10 minutes of play, they've used 16 drum charges on OG.
They bang the drum. Playing under an observer right now. I mean, the wards from Januel have been pretty much unscouted for the most part. And BZM has no idea. He's just sat under a ward here. The ping comes out from Seb, and yeah, he's like, guys, I think we may be playing in Vision. Yule's out from the Ember Spirit to hold back Tiny. Try and set up onto him. Ari is here with the cookie, with the Greaves, but it probably won't be enough to save the day. That said, beautiful toss back. Does a lot of damage to Natsumi. He's had to pop the BKB just to finish off the kill onto BZM. Is there now follow-up coming from OG? Don't think so. They're a little slow to retaliate to this one. The sentry does come down, the D-ward's successful, but no punishment is to be had. It's just a death for BZM here.
Yeah, I'm trying to get too carried away. This is another portion of the game where for OG to take a fight, they have to get information. They need to find the Warlock. If you stop the Warlock from playing Dota, then that gives Whisper purpose. A little bit more information required for OG to engage. Again, they like a little bit of chaos, but this time we do need to kind of just tone that down just a little bit. I think in the future that will get easier, right? We've already mentioned how Seb has the Shard to find the backline. You've got maybe like a 4-star on Ari, so he can step up just a little bit more to then get out. And CK likes to wipe Blink Dagger. So the future of the game is fine for OG, but the mid-game when you don't have those items available, it's kind of on Blacklist to control the fights. Like, they have all the cards available to win out the big 5-on-5. Especially with Shiva's now complete on Gabby.
Wow.
Aura just hurts any illusion hero, reduces attack speed. If you're about physical damage, then Shiva's is not your friend.
Yeah, CK is going to be pretty miserable in these fights. I mean, Tomato has just had a really miserable game. He's 1-5 on this CK, which kind of shows how he's just kind of struggling to make this Orchid pay off for him. Just constantly jumped by the CK and, sorry, by the Centaur. As they get the kill onto Seb in the middle lane here as well. Quick jump in, quick kill. Not much committed for it either. I'm still impressed at how much farm Tomato has despite having 5 deaths. Like, that's pretty incredible.
Farms pretty well.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, Manta
so
Phantasm gives you lots of ways.
So yeah, like, sorry, I would say like Manta Phantasm is super easy. I'm just wondering more about the build. Like, he's currently looking at Bloodthorn, but is this a game where he needs that BKB or he needs that blink? Like, he needs that one kind of let me enter the team fight tool. Or if he goes for Bloodthorn, it's about patience. Allowing your team to start the fight, wait to see your opportunity. We'll see which option he goes for. He does have gold to really kind of pivot, but we are going to see a full-on clash. They are running up into the high ground. Into OG. What a
Gabby,
stomp!
no hesitation there, unleashing through, sniping out Wisp with a sharpshooter as well. Absolutely perfect. And now they move over towards Tomato. Tomato's just dead. Abed, Natsumi, Gabby, they're just immediately onto the front lines and taking them down without hesitation. Wisp even buying back, looking for the back hole opportunity in that fight, but it's not getting there in time. It was over so fast. He didn't get a chance to react.
Yeah, blink and you'll miss it, but the Dire Ward in the Radiant jungle above that Radiant tier 2, that was the MVP. That ward gave Centaur the ability to blink with confidence to the high ground. He saw OG's positioning. That wasn't a blind jump. They had the Observer in play. So Blacklist using the vision from Januel to then give Gabby purpose. That was the perfect jump on the perfect two heroes, the CK and the Enigma. Yeah, that ward, you can see it on the minimap in the Radiant jungle, was just exceptional usage and utilization from Blacklist. Place the ward, disengage from the area, smoke up as 5, back to the ward, and get the kills. So, yeah, again, 4K lead. Blacklist, they are in such a strong position. Roshan will be respawning in 15 seconds. And they didn't really have to use much to get the kills either.
Gabby, I mean, they need to get
CK
past the
isn't
Centaur.
here.
They need to climb over the wall somehow. Look at him. He's got no hesitation just to blink onto the front lines. There is no threat on board to really take Gabby's life. So he knows it. They know it. And he's just this big awkward horse in the middle of every fight. Did Tomato commit for Bloodthorn, or is he just cleared
No,
his
he is
quick buy for
pivoting, yeah.
BKB? Okay.
Yeah. I was very, don't think Bloodthorn was the item. Like, these fights are too explosive with defensive tools in play that Bloodthorn, you kind of like the fight where someone in front of you soaks up 5 seconds of fight, so then it's like, haha, my Bloodthorn's in play, right? But these fights aren't that case. They are too
Look at
demanding on
Tim's.
CK being present, yeah, too intensive.
Agent Tim's in deep.
If only he had a ward. Oh.
Apparently doesn't need one. Just goes in with the root, with the damage through onto BZM, and there goes your Tiny. All of a sudden, Seb looking in some trouble as well. Can't do a thing against Natsumi. Every time this troll gets on a target, he's able to just sink him down to 100 to 0. Exactly what you want to be seeing from your troll warlord. Escape is successful for Whisper, but not for Tomato though. Big target found, big target lockdown, and big kill gain for Blacklist. These fights, man, they are just so one-sided.
Very
They didn't get off like a single
shape.
spell. Like, Seb was the only one casting spells on the side of OG.
I mean, they played
because of
it
Tims.
beautifully, right? Tim's had the vision on the right side to get the Tiny jump. If Tiny is down, he's your initiator. CK doesn't have BKB, so doesn't want to step up. Of course, if 2 heroes die at the start of the fight, any team in the world is going to run at you and chase you down. And yeah, Tomato did get picked off. Ember, great catch potential. I gotta say, for Blacklist, I am very, very happy with the showing of they lost game 1, and the way in which they're winning game 2 is by reading OG in game 1, adapting their draft very slightly, and then bringing it to kind of light. Like, having that ability to understand and kind of show it instantly. Some teams require like a day or 2 to go, you know, really understand, practice it, but Blacklist, from game 1 to 2, I think they've really identified OG's strength and found ways to just kind of tone them down a bit in the game, and yeah, that is really cool to see. So, you know, props to Blacklist. Good bounce back. We'll see if they can close it out though.
Blink Dagger now from Januel as well, so he's got the possibility of just being able to cancel these black holes from a screen away. Another very, very scary possibility. Enigma Whisper did go for the BKB after all, so was looking to try and have some sort of impact with these black holes, but you need to find a way to control the Warlock first, which isn't easy with these big bodyguards in his way. God, they need a way to just... The problem is they need a way to take Gabby out of the fight, so they need a way to just kind of disable and ignore the Centaur, and then they also need a way to kind of just do the exact same thing to Natsumi, and they can't do either yet, so...
mean, just look at all the items of Blacklist, right? Like, you've got
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Satanic Control with BKB. Centaur has Shroud Shivers. What is it? Warlock has, like you said, the Blink, the Ogre Seal Totem. Hoodwink has a Blink. Like, every hero has either innate tankiness or incredible kiting tools, and they are going to be catching Ari in the top lane.
Seems that
He
way.
was trying his best
That'll take himself the kill.
He just wanted to skip some waves and try and get a little bit of that we can't do anything farm.
Yeah, but this is just the Hoodwink's time right now. For finding people, Ember Spirit as well. You know, Gleipnir is such a good item for messing with these heroes who are trying to split up the map. And now second Gleipnir comes out, BZM forces out the TP with the BKB. And it's a sad escape for him as another hero gets away there. Seb also almost getting caught out and TPing out just in the nick of time. And Whisper will just be able to walk down the bottom lane. So far, I mean, okay for OG playing into Aegis. Like, they're not losing too much, but it does look like it's going to be another tier 2 Natsumi wants to take, and the rest of the team are able to make their way across. Sure, Tiny will clear the wave, but we've got another one coming in right behind him. It's so obnoxious from BZM. Just clearing out every wave, but it doesn't matter. The back door is down, that's all they need. You can make him sleep all you like, he's still taking your tower. Natsumi gets the second, and the final tier 2 tower of the game for Blacklist International. And uh-oh, BZM, this time he has no BKB to work with. Gabby, though, does use the stomp, but that's because Natsumi's coming in from the side as well. And now there's no escape possibility for BZM. No TP anyway, and he will just get dropped. Trying to cut waves, and Whisper. Uh-oh, TP out. Nighttime vision means they can't spot him, so you know, he does escape with his life. But again, it's these OG heroes trying to get out onto the map, trying to push waves, trying to just release the pressure on themselves a bit. But the catch from Blacklist is really, really good.
And if there's any way to, you know, alleviate this pressure without just fighting, you know, OG, they need to win a fight somehow. They need to, you know, make a statement to prevent Blacklist from running around the map with ease, and that just hasn't been the case. We haven't seen a Black Hole. We just haven't seen a Tiny find that jump, and you know, or CK at all, right? 1-7-7, just has the BKB, but he's bought BKB, not used it, and now a component deep into Heart, right? Like, it's just a lot of farm for nothing right now for OG, which is the complete opposite of how we've been seeing them play most of this series so far.
This is such a repeat of game 1, but in an opposite way, and maybe not quite as convincing for Blacklist, but still looking very, very good. Top lane's gone. Roshan's banner made sure of that. It's down on the bottom side. They can commit to the kill. Whisper's just gone. Holy, he's just out of here. No chance of fighting into this one. Tomato as well, just getting beaten down. I mean, if you use a BKB, it doesn't matter. Natsumi is just doing way too much. Buyback out now from Ari as he looks to join in the engagement. BZM being chased as well. Seb trying to back up his mid laner. BZM forced out by Gabby with the 3-man stomp. Whisper comes in. Black Hole available. Does get it down, but the Ember escapes, so it's only going to be onto Gabby. They will kill him, and Natsumi's not particularly healthy either, but never mind. There comes the Satanic. The right click's coming through, healing him up to full pretty much. The side axe is also doing a hell of a lot of work as the Ember jumps through them all, forcing them back. They don't have the resources to fight here, OG. They really don't. Sure, you get the Centaur, but once again, BZM's just dropped and he can't stay alive.
Using 4 buybacks is... you can't be too happy with that. Not at all. Does feel inevitable. Blacklist rally themselves again, wait for their cooldowns, get themselves into another lane and try and close out this second game, tie up the series and buy some time to reset and understand how you approach the upcoming series, because yeah, this is incredible stuff from Blacklist.
And the Hoodwink now overtakes Whisper. Yep. Tim's overtakes Whisper in farm. He's looking at BZM as well at this point. Take him off the list. Can't farm whilst you're dead, so Hoodwink likely going to pull ahead of the enemy mid laner as well. Tim's just farming up an absolute boatload.
He also went Manta as well.
Yeah.
cheeky Manta on the Hoodwink.
Why not?
I kind of like the logic is always cool. I think Manta is always a fun item because using it just to create an illusion to bait your opponent to jump it, even if they don't use it every time, if they do it once in a game, it could be like the moment, right? Like, guys, we found the Hoodwink. 2's like, oh, it's an illusion. So now it's like you always have to think about it. And supports are probably going to use Mantas more in a vision slash like bait
Oh, they
capacity
found
more than
Natsumi,
a
probably
core, right?
not the target they were hoping to come across here, and Seb just trying to run himself away. Okay, they get the BKB out of Natsumi at the very least, but I bet he's looking to follow up onto Seb. He doesn't want to give away his BKB for free, and it looks like Seb doesn't really have a response to this one. He does just get cut down by the Ember Spirit.
Oh, and Whisper gets solo killed by Tim's.
Yep, Tim's.
Yep. Oh, and look, also the tears of Whisper were left in the jungle.
Littering the floor, yes. And that's going to very firmly put Tim's above BZM in terms of net worth, so that's the situation we're in. Here we go, toss back, no BKB available for the Troll Warlord, but what they do have is a Blink Golem coming out from the Centaur, coming through as well, jumping through them all with a Stampede. They thought they found an opportunity, they did not. OG, with nothing left in the tank, are likely to tap out of this game very shortly. Natsumi going for the tier 4s, he wants to force it. Tomato just wondering what there is to do. Likely a discussion taking place right now if they've got anything left to play for, and the answer is no. GG gets called, Whisper disconnects. Game number 2 goes to Blacklist International. A 1-1.
Yeah, very, very good game from them. And this is everything that we were asking Blacklist to do in their second game